Growing up, I struggled with my weight. I never fit in with my peers. I always viewed myself as overweight. There was one moment in middle school that I remember. We were in gym class. We were doing our annual physical fitness test. We were doing pull-ups. It was my turn to do the pull-ups, and I looked up at the bar, and I knew I couldn't do one. No one was watching, so I jumped up. And as I jumped up, then I pulled up, and that got me my one pull-up. How embarrassing it was to have to jump my first pull-up. And I promised myself at that moment that I would never feel like that again. I ran my first half marathon in September of 2010. It was the Akron Half Marathon. I finished that in 1:45. After that half marathon, I was hooked, and running became my passion. My name is Peter Keating, and I believe in fitness. I served 6 years in the Marine Corps. On May 21st, 2017, I was on my way to work in Camp Pendleton. I saw another Marine in a car accident on the side of the road. While in the process of stopping to render aid, I was hit by another car. That resulted in a limb salvage in my left leg. I remember the doctor at the time, he told me that, Sergeant Keating, you will probably never walk again without a brace. And at that time, I just broke down and I cried. After a year and a half, we elected for an amputation below the knee. I remember waking up the next day after that surgery, looking down, seeing that it was done, it was finished. This is the last step in my recovery. And just having a moment of relief. I was conversing with my surgeon and I told him that I want to run a marathon again. And from his perspective, it must have sounded crazy. This guy just woke up, had his leg chopped off, and now he's already talking about doing 26.2 miles. But that was what I did beforehand, and that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. Three months after that surgery, I was fitted with my running blade. And I remember that day that I got my running blade, and I ran one lap around the track. First time that I ran in years, pain-free. And at the end of that quarter mile, the one lap, I was absolutely just, I was crying, I was tired, I was out of breath. I laid in the green turf in the middle of the track, tears streaming down my face. But they were happy tears. And I told myself, this is it. I can do this. I ran one lap and I'm absolutely tired. But I knew that if I continued to run, I can do that marathon goal I always wanted to do. Training for my marathon, I started in baby steps. You start the mile, and then my goal was a half marathon. So I ran the San Diego half 5 months after my amputation.
My name is Dr. Jackie Moore, and I am Pete's physical therapist. Pete's recovery after his amputation has been much more accelerated than I've seen with a lot of my patients in the past. He's exceeded all expectations, all goals. You know, anyone can look at him as an inspiration.
Finishing the half marathon was a huge feat for me. Being able to do 13.1 miles after 5 months of my final surgery was an accomplishment. I wanted to do something even more. Half marathon's great, but the ultimate test is doing 26.2 miles. So I trained every single day. Every day I would put on my blade, I would run.
I met Pete about 7 months ago when we were running at the gym on the treadmill. Pete definitely motivated me. Every run is faster, every run is longer. When we run in the morning, Pete and I always have people waving to us, but Pete has been 100% humble through, I think, this whole process.
The big day of the full marathon came, and again, another day of uncertainty. Could I do this? Is this physically possible? At mile 18, I was struggling, and I started to walk. And I wanted to quit, but I told myself, do something great. Do something great. Eventually I finished, and the feeling of satisfaction of doing something that people said was crazy, having that feeling of accomplishment is the best feeling that anyone can have.
The fact that he ran a marathon at 8 months after amputation is phenomenal and virtually unheard of in this patient population.
My goal is to inspire other people to overcome their obstacles, whether it's something psychologically or something physical, whether we can see it or whether we can't see it. We all have something that we're struggling with. There are people that look up to me. I want them to think that person did it, and so can I.